Hello and welcome back. In this video, we're going to discuss basically why can't I go grow plants in this tank? I mean, everything just keeps dying. One might think it's almost a mystery. Why can't Discus North grow plants? Some other people are probably thinking, well, I've got Discus, my plants are growing, and that could be true. That could be true. In fact, I could right now choose to put plants over my fish who are growing. Okay, I could choose to do that, and then I could set my tank down to say 82 degrees, which is a very good temperature for most plants. On the high side of a very good temperature for most plants, right? But here's the thing. Here's why I don't choose to do that, at least right now. I have growing discus in my tank, and a temperature of 82 degrees is perfectly fine if you have fully grown out adult discus in your tank. Absolutely perfectly fine. If you're doing research and you're reading you can run discus at 82 degrees, it's true under that circumstance where you don't have growing fish in your tank. Okay, you might find yourself in a situation, let's say, where somebody who is interested in selling plants, would talk to, say, a discus keeper and say, oh, no, you should keep your discus at 82 degrees. And by the way, here's like $200 worth of free plants so that you can prove it, right, with your baby discus. But here's what they're not telling you, okay? Setting your tank at 82 degrees, your baby discus are still going to live. No one's wrong in saying that. They'll live, but you're probably going to lose about a 1/4 inch a month in growth, in their potential maximum growth size at the end of the day, because you did that, because you put your plants, and your love of plants, over the growth of your fish. Now, these fish live for 15 years. I have all the time in the world down the road to drop my temperature at 82 degrees and enjoy a fully planted tank. I do. I have that. That will come in the future for this particular tank, right? But to do it now, to do it in the first 2 years of a discus fish's life, you're basically guaranteeing a stunted fish. So watch who you take advice from in this hobby, because it might sound very good, and you might even be like, hey, look, my plants are growing, but your fish won't be. And what's more important to you? Your free plants or thousands of dollars worth of fish? I mean, what's the higher life form? A plant or a fish? I see a plant as a lower life form. Maybe that makes me an evil guy. But they're not very complex life forms compared to a fish, with feelings and a nervous system and emotions and all the rest of it. And I think when it comes to discus, there's a whole lot of people out there that are putting their plants above their fish. And that's something, if you have growing discus, that's something you need to reconsider. It's really something you need to reconsider. You'll have another 14 or 13 plus years to fill up your tank with plants. Let your discus grow properly. Turn that temperature up. Keep the babies safe because they're more vulnerable than the adults. The other bonus to keeping your temperature above 85 degrees isn't just growth. Growth helps. It helps appetite and it helps growth. You'll get your inch a month above 85 degrees. You won't get your inch a month at 82 degrees. So in the first 15 months of skeletal growth, and the first 15 months is the most important with these fish. It's not like other fish. They just end up growing to adulthood at a slower rate. These fish have a timer, and you have to accommodate that timer. And if you don't, you're going to end up with 2-year-old 4-inch discus in your tank, or 15-year-old 4-inch discus in your tank that are basically stunted. And that's why they say don't keep discus with plants, because you'll stunt them. But the saying should be, don't keep discus with plants while you're growing them out, or you'll stunt them. So you need to either figure out, what's more important to you. If you want to plant a tank, it's great. It's a beautiful thing. I got nothing against plants. And as a discus keeper, you can have a planted tank, but wait till your discus grow first. Find plants that'll take, if you want plants, find plants that'll take 85 degrees and up. You don't have a lot of choices, but you can still make your tank look pretty. There's also silk plants out there. I know a lot of people have this attitude against fake plants, but you only got to put up with it for the first 2 years. And then you can have your planted tank and your fully grown out discus and look like an actual pro instead of a guy who gimped his fish. So that's why I don't have a lot of plants in my tank. A lot of real plants. They don't survive in the temperature, and I prioritize the fish over the plant. I mean, even people with the most beautiful planted tanks in the world are changing their plants every 6 months to a year because they get ratty. They just, or it gets overgrown or whatever. They're always, all these planted tank guys are always ripping out their plants and putting in new plants. These fish will be with you for 15 years. Do what's right for them while they're growing. Worry about your plants after they've grown. That's my advice to everyone. And that's it. I hope you all have a wonderful day.